Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about Aitx. Gonna keep it short and sweet today. I did watch Steve Reinhardt's video in the morning. The biggest takeaway from that one was this little note that I took on Word here. S-1 is used for financing their activities. Okay, S-1, when I see S-1, I automatically think dilution. But here's what he had to say. But it is possible that over the next couple of months, they obtain enough money through this S1 to pay for everything they have to pay for in order to achieve positive cash flow. That confused me. There's the word pay twice. They obtain enough money through this vehicle to pay for everything they have to pay for in order to achieve positive cash flow. So how I interpreted this, and correct me if I'm wrong, is they're gonna dilute, and the payoff is that they get to pay for everything that they need to pay for to achieve to achieve their goal of positive cash flow. That's how I interpreted that, because I know there was an S1 filing not too long ago, like 2 days ago or 3 days ago. I didn't go over it because I'm like, we already knew dilution was gonna happen. That's he's said that to your face. We're gonna dilute. See, this green line is dilution, and this red line is the share price. That's kind of how it's been. So if we can, cash flow positive, that's cool, and it would be better if we just start topping out. If the green line is dilution and the red line is the share price, I should probably do it the other way, but whatever. If the green line is dilution, instead of this trend to the upside, we should see a peak, and then maybe one day we get so little dilution that it kind of just goes like this, and then eventually the trend buckles because he buys back shares and we start bringing the outstanding shares down over the long term. Of course, this is like 10-20 year time frame. And I would imagine the share price would. Is this even red? Is this pink? Apparently it's pink to me. I don't know. But the share price over the long term, we would expect it to, instead of just constantly going down, because that's what it's been doing, we would want to see a bottoming out followed by a slow rise in share price. Maybe it dips a little, comes back up. Share buybacks happen. Oh my God, and so on and so forth. And we get that slow growth to the upside over the next 20 years. That's what I would like to see personally. Because share buybacks, I'm sure, will happen at some point. At some point, they'll have so much money that they won't even know what to do with it, and they'll buy shares back, and that would be very positive for the share price. Because right now, this is our trajectory has been this. That's look. I'm not saying there's a correlation between the two, but that's at least what I notice based on the data that I've seen. So with that out of the way, yeah, they dilute like what 2 billion a year on average, and I think last year they diluted 3 billion. Let me just check because I might be crazy. Let's pull out the. Let's go incognito here and let's pull out Y charts, AITX shares outstanding. I'm pretty sure they diluted like 3 billion last year. It was something crazy. Let's see, yeah. So as of 2023, they had 5.378 billion in outstanding shares, and then up until 2024, 8.355 billion. So, yeah, 3 billion. If you round it up, 3 billion in outstanding shares from 2023 to 2024. That's 3 billion. That's a lot. So that's where I don't know if that has an effect on share price, but like I'm not saying there's a correlation there, but I would like to see that peak out at some point. And 009 is going to be our big resistance. We're still inside this wedge. It didn't break out or break down yesterday. It's kind of a battle here. We'll see who takes control on Monday. Like I said, I'm keeping an eye on the MACD as well. If that crosses under, that usually means we're going to go on. It's just going to slow bleed. That's the pattern anytime we have a run up. So, other than that, yeah, Monday's going to be a big day. I'm looking. This is Moomoo. I've never used Moomoo. I was normally using Street Smart Edge, but I couldn't log into it for some reason. I guess I finally got removed or transferred or whatever. But Moomoo has market position overview. I've never used this before, so don't, you know, this is, I don't really know much about it, but looking at the data here, this pattern, so according to Moomoo, this pattern where we have a lot of people buying who bought down here, and then there's just this little weak resistance up here. Apparently, this pattern means. Look, this is. Let me see if I can pull it up. I've never seen this before. This is very interesting. Let me see. Where is it? There it is. There's the graphic. So apparently, this pattern right here, low level concentration, where you have all the buyers down here, and there's still sellers up here, but not as many selling from the ones that bought down here. So what does that mean? Low level concentration. As the stock price falls, position costs gradually decrease. When most of the positions are concentrated at the low price level, the resistance weakens and a rise in stock price is possible. That's at least the interpretation here. So maybe I'm reading this wrong. I didn't know Moomoo had all this extra stuff that I mean, Street Smart Edge does not even have this. But the analysis says we're in a bearish trend. Bearish on the daily at least. Severely overbought. The trend is bearish. So everything's pointing to the downside, but really it's going to be about whether buyers step in on Monday and how they digest this update. Because that is a pretty big deal if they can become cash flow positive and pay for everything. But it's going to come at the cost of dilution. Maybe the short term will probably drop, followed by eventually a rise. That's what I'm interpreting that as. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but S-1 usually means dilution. It's not just there for funsies. So I interpreted that as we're going to dilute, but it'll be better for, for everyone in the long term. So if everything lines up, then we're probably going to dump. But I mean, unless they come out with some PR, I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm way wrong. Maybe S-1 doesn't automatically mean dilution, but that's how I'm interpreting that. Which is short term, we might get a dump, and then we'll just buy the dip. Probably a 005 is where we're gonna see buyers step in. Anyways, that's it for the video. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one.